All right, guys, thanks for joining me today. Welcome to the channel. We're looking at this e-bike. This is from a company called Hope You Ready. This is their two-place e-bike. Can hold up to 200 pounds, so 100 pounds on each bike stall. And then the cool thing with this, because it's made for e-bikes, it has a nice ramp feature. This will pull out, extend out, and you can just roll your e-bike right up the ramp here. Easy to load. So let's get into the features and show you how this thing works. So the exciting part of this bike rack is it has these ramps. So there's just a little thumb screw at the bottom. Pull that ramp out like this. And that one comes out as well. It just makes loading the bike so much easier, so much more convenient, especially because e-bikes are generally heavier than a regular pedal bike. So you can just roll the bike up here, strap it down here. Let me show you how the strapping features work. Pull the strap through. When the bike's up here, we'll have the tire here. This will go through the tire. It'll strap down on the tire. There's two on each side, so you have two for each tires. They also have these little rubber pads that are going to rest up against the rim of the tire, and it's going to help really cinch that down and keep it nice and secure. Now, while the bike is sitting up here, it's going to have these two clamps, and these clamps can move to either side, and they're multi-directional. So this is going to clamp the tube of the bike. It can be the top tube, the slanted tube. It could even do the seat tube. So once the bike's here, you can do that. You can adjust the height of these. These will come down, up. You can move this one up or down. So it has a lot of versatility. So really, you're not using a bunch of straps. You're using this nice heavy-duty rubber clamp on the frame of the bike, and it's really going to hold it steady. I want to show you how easy it is to load the bike up. This is even good for regular bicycles. I don't have any e-bikes. This is just a regular bicycle, but these are still 35 or so pounds. So you can just roll this right up here. Even for a regular bicycle, use this nice ramp system. If you have trouble lifting things, this is great because you can just roll it up there. And so now that I have this there, now I'm going to adjust this clamp. So I could have it clamp. I could clamp the top tube here, or I could have it this bottom tube. Knob here to open or close the jaws of this clamp. It's nice and wide, so you can adjust the bike back and forth, and it's still sitting nice and secure. I like this position right here. So see how it's like that, nice and secure, nice and tight. And then when you clamp this down, you just want to make sure you get this nice and tight and secure. That way the bike's not going to go anywhere. So just tighten this. Here's how these tires strap work. So I'm going to just, you can adjust on the bottom of the rack, you can adjust this. So depending on the wheelbase of your bike, you can adjust this to different lengths. So I'm going to have this rubber pad sitting on right on the rim. That's going to provide some nice support. And then just going to push my strap in through the clamp, and it's going to hold that down like that. So that's nice and tight there. And then I can do the back side. Push in to release the clamp. Then just lift the ramp up. The ramp just smoothly secures back in there, and then I just tighten the little set screw. That's going to keep it from pulling out. I want to show you how a second bike is loaded on here. It's really nice that there's enough space between the rack and the vehicle that I can get back there behind there and secure the bike, and it's not that hard, it's not that inconvenient. So this is just going to roll right up the ramp. All right, with the bike up here, I can then determine where I want the clamp to go. Now you can have both bikes. There's enough room on this rack that you can have both bikes facing the same way, opposite ways. It just depends on where this clamp's going to fit the best. I like having this bike facing the same direction so that way it can clamp onto this middle tube here. So I'm just going to loosen up this clamp and really push it down there nice and secure and tight. I want to make sure it's nice and secure and snug, and you can see how that clamp is pinching. It's a nice soft rubber clamp, but it's nice and sturdy, so that way it's going to really help keep this bike secure while we're going down the road. And once the frame is secure with the clamp, we can then put the straps on. Those just clip on right here. You can see this just releases it. We can insert the strap, pull it down nice and tight, and do that to both sides. With the bike secure, I can just fold the ramp up, lift it up, twist the knob, and it's securely in place. If you need to get access to your trunk, there is a trunk mode where you can pull out the pin. This pin here will pull out, and you can drop it down to this next notch. So this whole thing will tilt down. So that way this will tilt so you can get access to your trunk or the back of your car. And then also it will fold up. So if you pull out this pin, the whole rack will fold up at a 90-degree angle. You put the pin in through here. This pin just comes out. And then that way you can travel with it when you don't have your bikes on it and you don't have to take it off your vehicle. So here you can see I pulled the pin out, and this thing I'll just folded down. There is a bolt here that catches this, so it's not going to hit the ground. It'll stay there so you can get access to your trunk. Open the back hatch up here, and then I can just lift it back up, insert the pin. So unloading the bikes is just as easy as loading them. We just loosen the clamps up, undo the straps. We extend our ramp out, and once the bike's free, we can just roll it right down the ramp. So when you're taking the bike off, these clamps loosen up nice and easily, and then they swivel out of the way, so that way they're not going to get in the way of the bike unloading. We're pressing down the clip on the strap. It's going to loosen up the wheels, and the bike just easily rolls right down the ramp. When you're not using this bike rack, you can just store it on the back of your car. You don't have to take it off. This middle post will fold down. There's a pin right here that just comes out, and that will come out, and the post will just fold right down. With the middle post down, you can just store the pin where it goes normally, and then there's a nice rubber strap that goes around. You just pull the strap over here, lock it around, and that center post is nice and secured there. So when you're not using it, you can just take this pin out here, lift this up to a 90-degree angle, and then we just put our pin back in. And that's going to keep this rack at this 90-degree angle. It's far enough from the car that it's not going to hurt or damage the car. We can tighten down our clamps so these clamps don't move, so they're kind of out of the way. And then this makes for a nice, easy way to transport this. You can use this on your car. You don't have to, take this off. And then if you do need to get into your trunk, you can just move the pin, drop this down, trunk access position all the way down. Now to remove this from the hitch receiver, it is a 2-inch receiver. And it does come with a locking hitch pin, which is nice. It's got a nice cotter pin. That's going to lock in there. So I remove that, and then once that's removed, I can just simply pull it out of the tube. It is about 70 pounds, so you do want to be careful while you're lifting it, but it'll just slip right out, and you can set it down. You can store it somewhere. And installing this on the car is just as easy. Just lift it up to the receiver tube to the hitch, and then just insert it. You want to insert it to where you can see the hole pass through. Just insert the pin and the clip there. When you get this out of the box, the only assembly required is you just have to put on these 4 bolts and nuts to secure the hitch piece to the bike rack portion. That's the only assembly, and you just insert the 2 pins and you're ready to go. Guys, this is a great bike rack. If you're looking for something to haul your e-bikes or even your regular bikes, you can even do the fat tire bikes, up to 3.35 inches width in tire on this, so it can haul the bigger tires. 200 pounds, 100 pounds per bike on this, which should hold most e-bikes. Has this nice clamping system here, which makes it really easy and convenient. And then you just strap your tires down here, and then it folds away nice and convenient when you're not using it. So a great product. So a big shout out to Hope You Ready. This is the company that partnered with us for this product, for this bike rack. So see the link down below. Guys, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.